The intelligence was known. The information was known that because of this work art, they will come on the road and there will be protests, there will be violence. I am ashamed of myself being a security officer that we cannot control one district. How can we control whole state? The whole state will be burning now. They have trashed the houses of Hindus. They have threatened all the Hindus of Murshidabad. They are so barbaric. What Honorable Judge Soman Sen of Calcutta High Court has stated, West Bengal government and West Bengal police has failed in Murshidabad to contain law and order, and that is how paramilitary force has to be deployed there. I am very frank in telling Divya, this is the time. If you cannot look after, you cannot control your law and order situation, it goes out of hand. Why not to have a precedent rule?
Whatever amendments have been suggested and what are being done also in the Waqf Amendment Bill, it is not something which is being done in India for the first time. So all of a sudden to have this kind of such an extreme reaction to it, and again targeting certain people of a certain religion is absolutely uncalled for.
Why certain religion? It is Hindus in our country. I am very frank in telling it. Why should I hide anything?
Correct.
You are going against Hindus in this country. Surprising, and it is planned.
So recently, Murshidabad has witnessed unsettling communal tensions that escalated into violent riots. Now, the region, known for its delicate demographic balance and proximity to the India-Bangladesh border, has historically been sensitive. The recent outbreak raises serious concerns not just about law and order, but also about deeper socio-political undercurrents, cross-border influences, and intelligent preparedness. So, joining us today is a distinguished voice in India's internal security landscape, Mr. P.K. Mishra. Welcome, sir. He is a former Additional Director General of BSF, Border Security Force, with decades of experience in managing sensitive border regions and handling complex internal security challenges. Mr. Mishra brings in a wealth of insight into the dynamic of law enforcement, communal harmony, and national security as well. So, sir, without much ado, we would straight on jump into the subject. Now, given West Bengal's porous border with Bangladesh, how vulnerable do you think is the state to cross-border radicalization and infiltration amid the ongoing Waqf-related violence?
Yes, Deba, I can well tell you what has happened in Murshidabad. It is not because of one particular community belonging to Murshidabad. It has got a lot of repercussion because involvement of other country is also there, and a lot of militant organization in India and particularly in West Bengal, they are also involved in inciting the people. And this is very surprising that in our country, people from one community, they were displaced to go from one district to another district. It is something surprising. I can well tell you this Murshidabad, of course, it has having sleeper cells of Jamaatul Mujahid of Bangladesh, Hizbut Tahrir of Bangladesh, and AQIS. Here you are having sleeper cells of Simi. You are having sleeper cells of Jais Muhammad also. They are available. So a lot of sleeper cells are available in Murshidabad. It is very well known to me particularly because I have served in West Bengal Police. I was SP Nadia also, and the border is very porous. You see, the border of Murshidabad, mostly Padma River is there, and adjacent you have Nadia district, where 20 kilometers border has not been fenced. And Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal has not provided the place to make fencing in Nadia district adjacent to that. And look at the demographic change in the border districts of South 24 Parganas, Nadia, Murshidabad, Kuch Bihar, Malda, West Dinajpur. Something surprising. 90% people have come from Bangladesh. I wrote a book.
90%, you are saying
Yes.
kind of influx that has happened in the last couple of years?
Yes, I can tell you, Tibia, it is the government statistics that 2 crores of Bangladeshis are in India. I do not agree with that. There are more than 4 crores.
Okay.
I have written a book, Bangladesh Migrants, A Threat to India. I have written a book which was published in Vivekananda International Foundation. I have served in Murshidabad, I have served in Nadia, and my force is now being deployed in Murshidabad. And I spoke to them. The problem in Murshidabad is the intelligence was known. The information was known that because of this work art, they will come on the road and there will be protests, there will be violence. And the worst part of it.
Okay, so you are saying that this was already like we ideally had known that this would be happening,
Yes.
and probably the police was already expecting this to happen. Sir, also tell us, you have already mentioned it earlier, but do tell us a little bit more. Do you believe extremist elements are exploiting religious unrest in Bengal to destabilize internal security, especially in the districts that we are talking about, like Murshidabad and Malda?
Yes, I am telling you, Tibia, what definitely I told you the names of these organizations, starting from AQIS, starting from JMB, and you see, opposite of Murshidabad, we are having Rajshahi, and these areas, Rajshahi border, it is adjacent to, just opposite to Murshidabad, and
Okay.
Padma River. Of course, you cannot fence Padma River, and there is no electromagnetic fencing also which has been done on Padma River. Now it is very difficult to watch every inch of the border when it is open, and Nadia border is open for 20 kilometers as such, and Nadia is adjacent to this place, uh, Murshidabad. So what is happening? I see we have this forces opposite to at the then Muhammad Yunus it is a mini Pakistan now. It's not Bangladesh. I have changed the name of Bangladesh to mini Pakistan because of Muhammad Yunus. Because now Muhammad Yunus is being directed by ISI and Jamatis, and they have come in numbers opposite to Murshidabad, and Murshidabad, Malda, and Nadia district border is very tense. And what has happened when Muhammad Yunus took over? Thousands and thousands of Hindus, they came to the border to cross over to India. They were stopped by BSF. They were stopped by BSF and they were requested to go back to their houses, but they were denying. How can we go when our houses they don't exist? Our temples they don't exist. This is the state. This is the state of affairs in Murshidabad and Nadia and Malda. Things are
So,
pretty
sir,
bad.
what you are telling us is that Hindus who were trying to cross over have very clearly been stopped. But at the same time, the Muslims from that side have been coming here and have been settling in a huge number. And now, also taking into consideration, there are reports which are coming that Hindus who were already living there also have been forced to flee, and communal threats are being issued to the people who have been living there. Now, do you see a pattern of demographic engineering happening in this sensitive border zone? And what are the long term security implications of this?
The way I can well tell you what they have followed the same pattern of Dhaka and Rasai and Kustia and Silhot in those areas when Muhammad Yunus took over and Sheikh Hasina ji she left Bangladesh and the government changed. The similar pattern was followed in Murshidabad. They have touched the houses of Hindus. They have threatened all the Hindus of Murshidabad and they have killed. You see the way they have killed this two Hindus. I will tell you, they cut from the neck portion, from the nose portion completely, and then the hands were also cut. You see, they are so barbaric, and I can well tell you, nothing happened. We had West Bengal police deployed there. I feel same. I feel same. I'm telling as a security officer how the police did not intervene if they had this
Absolutely.
information.
That is my next question, sir. Now, the West Bengal police and even the intelligence network, now you are saying that people knew, but still it seems that, it has failed to anticipate and contain this flare up, especially given the state's history of communal volatility.
What Honorable Judge Soman Sen of Calcutta High Court has stated, West Bengal government and West Bengal police has failed in Murshidabad to contain law and order. And that is how paramilitary force has to be deployed there. And that is because the government came forward and paramilitary force and the BSF was posted. They were immediately forced to go there And at present, we are having 9 companies of BSF deployed there. Things are so different, I'm telling you. No, all these militants and criminals, they are not throwing stones to West Bengal police personnel. They are they are throwing stones to BSF, the paramilitary force personnel. Few BSF personnel have been injured. One of their vehicle was torched. So what is all happening? Because they had restraint, they didn't fire also, and even if they fired also once, but that didn't cause any injury to any civilian because they were very cautious. And I salute to those boys. But things have gone bad. And we should not become, you see, being a security force, being policemen, we should not be political. I repeat, we should not be political. We must have to
Absolutely. So, sir, would you like to tell us more? Like, now this is very specific. If the police is not being targeted and the BSF is being targeted,
Yes.
it's being unfair is the smallest thing that can be said. So, how does one manage this if the police is only not coming forward and doing their job?
You see, BSF, as per the it can be deployed up to 50 kilometers belt of border.
Okay.
If this is so, if Murshidabad cannot be controlled by a state, definitely a paramilitary force should be deployed, and that also BSF, because BSF is deployed in that border, BSF can be deployed within 50 kilometers belt of border, and Murshidabad can be taken over by a paramilitary force. And I'm telling you, law and orders, it is not only in Murshidabad, it has gone to South 24 Parganas in Bhavnagar, you see, that is also burning. This
Yeah.
will come to Nadia, this will come to Malda, this will go to Kuch Bihar, this will go to West Dinajpur. Everywhere you will find this because of this worker protest. These militant groups helped by the opposite side from Silod side, from Kustia side, from Rajshahi side, Nawabganj side, they will be penetrating. I told the border is very porous, border is quite open. And
Right.
you see, you cannot deploy forces every inch of land. Even US cannot protect Canada border. US cannot protect Mexico border. So you see, it is very difficult for land border. And we have so many rivers and canals going to Bangladesh. We don't
Right.
have electromagnetic fencing there. So things are pretty bad. And Murshidabad,
Is there a reason that specifically the border is being kept open by the state?
that is what I can well tell you. Border is, that is, I told you very clearly, they are not giving the land for construction of the fencing. Some reason is there because you see, they still want Bangladeshi Muslims to enter India, and with that, guns will come. With that, your drugs will come. With that, improvised explosives will come, and with that, jihadis will also come. And jihadis have penetrated, and they are not only in Murshidabad, they are also there. You see, near Islamabad, near in between Kishanganj and Islamabad, Raskhoa and all these areas are there. That is all dominated by these Bangladeshi Muslims, and they are creating problems. We have to keep an eye there also. So whole of this border area, it's very tense, and anything can happen because of this work board. And we have to deploy paramilitary forces. And I'm very frank in telling Divya, this is the time. If you cannot look after, if you cannot control your law and order situation, it goes out of hand. Why not to have a president rule? That will solve
Absolutely.
that will solve the matter. But I am not a person to speak to that. But I can well tell you why Hindus are suffering, why Hindus have gone, why Hindus are forced to leave, why their houses were tossed, why they were killed, why they are being threatened in their own houses. They cannot come out. And they have gone to another district. This is something surprising. It is happening in our country. In
So the
I'm
state
not
is
saying
definitely failing to, take care of the people living there. Now, do you also see signs of organized networks, possibly transnationals, fueling the unrest in Bengal? And if so, what should be the state's strategic response in a border state scenario?
I can well tell you definitely it is all planned. It is planned definitely not by this work board or anything. It's planned by These groups are, I told you, SIMI is involved. PFI, main is Popular Front of India. PFI is the mastermind. They are controlling this. PFI and SIMI and Hizbut Muzahir, Hizbut Tahrir. They are the persons with help of Bangladesh. They are being guided by Bangladesh, and they are now Kandha Singh. They are quite vocal, and they are causing violence. Just see the violence which has happened in Mushirabad. It's a very shocking affair. So nobody can see what has happened. And I can well tell you this is the time to definitely deploy paramilitary forces along with West Bengal Police. I request and I suggest that West Bengal Police must come up to the expectation, and they should take a stance at this juncture that they are real police personnel. They should not think about politics. Politics doesn't mean that it should go against the national interest. It is against national security. Here, the policemen must come forward. I request all these West Bengal police officers. I was on deputation to West Bengal police also earlier in Nadia district, and things are during Naxal time. I request my officers to come forward to the expectation, and like Punjab police, they controlled Punjab militancy. I want West Bengal police to control it and let them take the help of paramilitary forces. They are their brothers. They are not the enemy of them. So this is the way we have to go, and we have to find out who are the leaders, who are the mastermind, who are the leaders.
Absolutely. And whatever amendments have been suggested and what are being done also in the Waqf Amendment Bill, it is not something which is being done in India for the first time. It has been done in other countries like Qatar. So all of a sudden to have this kind of such an extreme reaction to it, and again targeting certain people of a certain religion, is absolutely uncalled for.
Yes, and why certain religion? It is Hindus in our country. I am very frank in telling it. Why should I hide anything?
Correct.
You are going against Hindus in this country. Surprising, and it is all planned. It is all planned. In Qatar, this type of thing never happened. It never happened in Qatar. They could control it. Here we cannot control. Something surprising. I am ashamed of myself being a security officer that we cannot control one district. How can we control whole state? The whole state will be burning now. It's not only Murshidabad. I am telling you, it will have its effect in Malda, Nadia, South 24 Parganas, and North 24 Parganas. Most of the border places it will happen, and Hindus will shift. They will have to sell their houses and they will go. Definitely, this is what is going to happen. And it has started from Murshidabad, and things are pretty bad. And we have to deploy paramilitary forces not for a month or so. It should remain till things it is marginalized and it comes down.
And our center definitely needs to get more active and take decisions here, because the state definitely does not seem to be doing its job.
No doubt. And main thing, I can well tell you, we have to find out who are the mastermind. Where are the sleeper cells? From which groups? And who who were the leaders who really initiated this, and they caused the violence and they called people to come to the road? Leaders are there. The names will be definitely out. They have to be apprehended, and they have to go for 10 to 15 years in jail. It's not that they have to. And we have, it is like, you see, I am very frank in telling Jogi model is required in Murshidabad. I repeat, Jogi model is required in Murshidabad and nothing else. That is the way one has to handle. It is required in Murshidabad, it is required in Nadia, and it is required in Malda. Whoever are involved, they have to be taken into task, and they are the leaders of PFI, SIMI, and JMB. They are
Absolutely. I think we have to sit and wait and Mamta Didi does end up doing, and that's a big question. And the entire country is definitely, all our eyes are completely there and waiting to see what is going to happen next. But thank you so much, Mr. Mishra. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your invaluable perspectives. Now, in times like these, understanding the root causes and the strategic approach to conflict resolution becomes more critical than ever. And your experience offers not just clarity, but also direction as we reflect on how to prevent such incidents and safeguard peace across the vulnerable regions like Murshidabad. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I could do that. All the best.